Your life will never be the same after you recognize that everything in your life is a mirror. So, what does that mean? Every time that you're triggered by something, like say you're at the grocery store and you notice someone is taking way too long in line, they're taking their sweet time, it's so triggering, it's so annoying for you. Everything can teach you something. In that moment, when you are so frustrated with this person for taking their time, for moving slowly, you are triggered because you yourself do not give yourself permission to slow down. You're probably always in a rush. You probably have trouble sitting still because you always feel that you need to be doing something to feel productive, and slowing down feels unproductive to you, so you don't allow yourself to move slowly. You're constantly moving, you're constantly in a rush, you're constantly thinking about what's going to happen next. So you are triggered because you're seeing this person who is able to move slowly, take their time, and you are not giving yourself that permission to slow down, so you are now triggered. Another example. Say you're walking down the street and then you accidentally run into someone, they make a really rude comment to you and it just sticks with you all day. You're trying not to think about it, you're trying to move on through your day, but you keep coming back to this comment and you feel emotionally guilty, you feel angry, you feel sad, you feel all of these mixed feelings because you don't know how to feel. You're internalizing this tiny moment into something huge and you're replaying it over and over in your head. Now, this trigger is a mirror because it's showing you where you are not giving yourself emotional safety in some way. You are outsourcing your sense of emotional safety because if you were really good within yourself, you would know, like, oh, I just made a mistake. It's not a big deal. Like, it has nothing to do with me. It has something to do with them. But if you are constantly outsourcing your sense of self-validation and you are internalizing this as, oh, did I do something wrong? What happened? Why are they so mad at me? I can't stop thinking about it. It's probably because your sense of self-worth is coming too much from the external sources and not from within. You are not giving yourself the sense of validation, and your sense of self is not strong enough to know that this is not about you, this is about them. Another common one is when people are obsessing over when someone else is going to text them back. If you're constantly checking your phone, waiting for some sense of notification, or you're feeling anxious because someone hasn't responded in a while, then where are you abandoning yourself? Where are you not giving yourself the attention that you need? You're probably outsourcing all of your attention to other people, to other things, not giving yourself that kind of care and attention. So then you are lacking that. And this situation that's triggering you because you're not receiving the external validation, it's showing you as a mirror that you are not giving yourself the validation that you should be. Once you notice that everything that triggers you is a mirror like this, it can show you something that you haven't healed within yourself, something that may have stemmed from childhood, some subconscious beliefs that may have been instilled from you from when you were a kid, because for a lot of us, the way we were treated when we were 6 years old, 7 years old, gets ingrained within us into what we expect and what our sense of self is. When we do not become conscious of where these beliefs came from, we kind of just tend to become our biggest self-critics. We get frustrated with ourselves of like, why am I feeling so anxious? Why am I feeling so jealous? Why am I feeling so angry? And we get mad at ourselves without recognizing that these are subconscious beliefs that were programmed into us from when we were a kid based on how we were raised, based on how we were treated. And the thing is that we can take all the power back when we wake up and recognize that it doesn't have to always be this way. Going back to the patience and time example, say as a kid, you were only ever praised when you did something right, when you got a good grade in school, when you helped around the house, whenever you did something well, that is when you received love. Then subconsciously, you're gonna believe, I am only worthy of love when I do something well, when I help out, when I'm adding value by doing something for someone else. Then as you get older, you're gonna measure productivity as your sense of worth. So you are going to have trouble slowing down and taking time for yourself because you've been subconsciously programmed to believe that, oh, I only receive love and I'm only good and worthy when I am doing things, when I am being productive. And that's why a lot of people are constantly in a rush when they're older, because they've learned from such a young age that your value is in what you do, not in who you are. And then once you finally identify and recognize, like, oh, that's why I believe this, because from a young age, that's what I was taught, that's how I was raised, you can recognize and choose differently and take your power back, because your worthiness is in who you are, not in what you do. And the same thing goes for all of these other triggers. Once you recognize that anything that triggers you, annoys you, makes you mad, is an opportunity for you to learn about your internal world. Where are you neglecting yourself? Where are you carrying these limiting beliefs that have been subconsciously programmed into you from childhood? You don't have to choose to believe them anymore. You can choose differently. The awareness is key. It's the first step, but once you recognize where you are being triggered and see them as teachers and mirrors of your internal world, your life will change completely.